Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today I wanted to swatch out this 20 set of watercolor pens. This is from Genuine Crafts. They sent this to me for review. So what I thought we would do is get out some watercolor paper, and like in the other videos where I reviewed some watercolor brush pens, I am using the Strathmore Bristol Vellum paper. I like this best for watercolor. I will link this down below, and I will link these watercolor pens down below. They do come in this cardboard box. And on the back is the color palette that these pens come in. So what I did on a sheet of this paper is I just wrote all the colors down in the order that they were listed in here. So I hope the pens inside are in the same order. We shall see. So let's open these up. I have not looked at these at all. They come, again, like most of them, they come in this plastic kind of flimsy tray. Oh, I see it does come with a water pen, a water brush, which has one of the larger points to it. It's a larger brush pen. I see it is kind of misshapen a little bit, but once it gets wet, that won't be a problem. This is another one where it screws off in the opposite direction as what we're used to. So you turn it counterclockwise to get it off. No, clockwise to get it off, and then counterclockwise to screw it back together. A little bit different than what we are used to, although I have had a few now that are like that. So just FYI. Okay, as we look at these brush pens, we can see they have a black barrel with the corresponding color on the end. It says Genuine Crafts. I do see, this is one big downfall, and I don't know if they will be changing this in the future. There is not a color name or color code on the barrel. And I know we as colorists prefer that. So, again, I hope these are in the order as what is listed on the back of the box. What I probably do when I create a color chart, because you know I will, I will probably put a number on each one of these pens that'll correspond to the number in my color chart. And then in the color chart itself, I will list these colors. You know, seeing as how they gave each pen a color name, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't include the color name itself on the pen. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know it came with a water brush, so I brought my own Pentel water brush over. So I'm going to use this one. This one's filled already where this one isn't. So let's just start from one end and work our way through. Again, I'm kind of assuming, whether a person should do that or not, I don't know. I'm kind of assuming these are in the order as what they are listed on the back of the box. So we shall find out. Okay, so I am just going to take this sheet out of the pad. Put that up there. I got a piece of paper towel over here to brush off the water brush pen after each color so we don't contaminate the next. All right, and let's see how these work. They have a very fine brush to them, which I like. I like it when they're nice and fine and detailed like that. Allows us to get into smaller places. Oh, they're very nice and juicy. Let's see how they blend out. Make sure I got some water in here. Very nice. They blend out beautifully so far. Okay, let's get to, that was yellow. Let's get to yellow orange, or in this case, orange yellow. Again, nice and juicy. Nice. Are you guys zoomed in enough, or should I bring you in just a tad? There we go. I just got to make sure I stay on camera. All right, then the next one is orange. Looks like a pretty orange. And I do want to also see how close the true color matches what's on the cap. So this is orange. The caps do fit on nice and tight. Yes, I would say that's nice and close to what's on the tip. All right, next we have red orange. And that is the color on the end. That's a pretty color. Yes, I must say these blend out very nicely with water. And again, that is pretty close. Okay, then we have pink. And yes, these colors are going in the order of the color names on the back of the box. So that's good. It'll be easier to make out a color chart then. This is pink. Nice light pink. That's pretty. And without much effort at all, these completely blend out. And you see there's not any lines at all where the ink stops. I like that. And then we have fuchsia. Oh, that's a pretty color. Much deeper pink. I could see using these two together. Had to blend that one out a little bit more, but as you can see, still blends out pretty nice. This is, I would say, a little bit lighter, not quite as purpley as what's on the end, but it's still pretty close. And then we have scarlet, which looks like a nice deeper red-orange. This one would probably be orange-red, huh? Oh, yes. So a deeper version of that. Very nice. And very true to the end cap. End cap? End of the pen. Now we have crimson, and this looks like a true red. Yes, much deeper. Beautiful. And yes, that corresponds to the cap nicely. Then we have magenta. Very pretty pinky purple. Nice. Yes, very close to the cap again. To me, that's kind of important, especially when you don't have color names on the barrels, is that at least this should represent as close as possible to the color of the ink inside. This is moss green. Another thing I like is, so far, the names that they actually have given them are accurate. You know, sometimes we get some marker names or pencil names that are just totally off the wall. They'll call it something green and it's actually a yellow, or they'll call it something blue and it's actually a green. Kind of misleading. Here is a yellow green. Oh, that's pretty. Don't have enough water in here. Pretty. That's a nice light green. Again, pretty close. And then we have apple green. Another pretty green. I see we have quite a number of greens in this set. And don't hardly have to blend this out because I had a drop of water there. Let me want to get some of the true color back. Okay, there we go. So again, really pretty green. And I will blend this out down here just to see. Almost looks like a mint green. Very pale. All right, and then we have emerald green, which kind of looks like a true green. And again, represented pretty good by the end cap. Let's come up here and we will go to dark green. So it seems like this 20 set, even though it's not a huge set, pretty much has your basic colors in. Oh, that's pretty. Nice deep green. Oh yeah. It's on the turquoisey kind of side, but gorgeous. Kind of like a jade green maybe. Then we have a light blue. Very pretty. Okay. Yep, pretty close. Then we have regular blue. See, some of these I do have to blend out a little bit more where the ink stopped, but they do blend out nicely yet. It would be very pretty for sky. Both of those would be. Then we have violet. Very deep purple blue. Blue purple. Oh yeah. All right. And then we have purple. Pretty, pretty purple. Gorgeous. My favorite one, of course. Love it. This and the magenta would go very nicely together. Then we do have a brown in here, and it's the only earth tone. Nice basic brown. And then the last one is black. So let's see how deep of a black this is. Oh yeah, that's nice. Kind of has a kind of bluish tint to it, but it's your basic black. Okay. All right, so that is the set of 20. Let me zoom you back out. The set of 20. So it does have a lot of variety. Again, a lot of greens, few blues. We do have a number of different oranges in here, which is kind of nice. And I imagine, let's see if this reconstitutes. Oh yeah, very easily. If you draw out like this orange, it makes a very nice skin tone. Let me zoom you in and show you that. I don't know if it's showing kind of on camera. It looks a little more yellow. Excuse me. The red orange could be used for skin tones also. Here, of course, we're getting more pink, so. But yeah, these two, I would say. Oh man, still fighting this cold. Sorry, guys. These, you know, could be used for that. All right, let's zoom back out. So again, these are the 20 watercolor pens by Genuine Crafts. I think they blend out wonderfully. Still fighting the cough here. Again, I think the biggest downfall to these is not having a color name on the pen. And you know, there are a number of companies that do that, both with their pencils, their markers, and watercolor pens. And again, we as colorists know that we very much prefer having a color name on our coloring mediums. So again, maybe in the future, as they bring out new editions of these pens, maybe they will include a color name on there. A previous set of watercolor brush pens that I swatched out, the particular set that I had did not have the names on either, but they were coming out shortly within the next month or two. They were going to be putting the color names on the pens. So maybe that's what Genuine Crafts will do also. So let's just put these back in the box. Again, I probably will take these out of this and find a case to maybe put a few of these, you know, kind of combine some of my watercolor brush pens together in one case. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed watching me swatch out and review another set of watercolor brush pens. I think they did real well on this paper. Again, we may have, you know, you may have a little bit more problems on our coloring pages, but I have tried some of the watercolor pens and on coloring pages in coloring books, and the majority of them actually do move color relatively well. Not like on watercolor paper, of course. It's not going to work like this, but they do seem to work. So I am next going to be doing a video, which should be coming up within the next few days, taking all, I believe now I have 6 different sets of watercolor brush pens, and I have probably a good, maybe close to a dozen different brands of watercolor paper. And I'm going to take each one of those papers and divide the paper into 6. And then I'm going to take a few similar colors from each set, swatch them out on all those watercolor papers, and we're going to see which pen does best on what paper, because maybe a pen is going to do great on one paper and not so great on another. It won't blend out on a different one. So it'll kind of be an interesting experiment. So stay tuned for that too. So if you enjoyed this swatching out of these watercolor brush pens, please give me that thumbs up and subscribe if you are new to my channel. I hope everybody is having a terrific weekend, and as always, happy coloring. Bye.